I pushed the button. Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. We are here, as always, with Mr. Half-Ass Ready and our special guest tonight, the one and only Tactical Muffin Top. So, TMT, tell us a little bit about your channel and where we can find you, and then let us know how things are going on out in the Corn Belt with the farmers. I'm kind of interested to hear about that.
Yeah, I'm a young prepper from Nebraska. I seen the void in not having enough young preppers. I started off doing the tactical thing with the pew pews and stuff, but there's a lot of people on YouTube doing that, calling themselves preppers, and there's a whole lot more to prepping than guns.
Yep.
So I have rotated to my channel to showing people food stock and gardening and hunting, stuff like that, and canning. So that's you want to be a prepper. You want to know the best way to flick the old government off is to can your own food.
Yeah,
and grow it.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
So I know there's fertilizer shortages and the price has gone through the roof, and the farmers are really struggling. Plus the weather, we've had droughts and floods and everything else. What's going on out in the Farm Belt?
Well, I'll let you know. There's farmers and stuff. They lock in their rates. I think about 40 of them. I think roughly it's a little under 40% of the state lock in, and those are usually the bigger farms. So they'll lock in last year's rate, and they'll kind of figure it out. They'll look and see kind of where they want to sell it. Well, obviously, with the Strait of Hormuz, they did not account for that. So anybody who locked in their rate, the fertilizer company is selling at a loss. And so what that does is it makes them try to recoup it on the cost for people who had not locked in the rate, right? So the people going to buy it who didn't lock it in are like, holy smokes, man, this is outrageous.
Yeah.
So we just had a fire too. So we had people that had started, if they're in a little bit better area for rain and stuff, they had started already applying their fertilizers to the field, and then they got burned.
Right.
Okay. That happened out where I hunted 3 years ago, or 3 or 4 years ago now, whatever it was. Anyway. So it gets so hot, it burns up all that stuff, and it's useless to grow on. So you have to reapply, and then you have to reseed, and you're already behind on seed. So then their season went late. So it went into late season. We were hunting with corn up in the middle of November and a T-shirt on. Again, it's like 75% of our cornfields were up, so deer season sucked. It was on black powder again for sure for a buck. But anybody who didn't do that, the fires, I'm letting you guys know now, all the farmers I've talked to, the one that I work with said that he is, as of Friday, he is down 20 inches in moisture because we did not get anything for hardly any snow, and Colorado didn't get hardly anything. The Platte River's dry, and that goes through down to Kansas and Missouri and all that, and they use that for their ag water, man, and there ain't any in it. I could walk across it today. And we got 3 to an inch worth of water, and I could walk over the little stream that it left. Okay, it's going to be gone in a day or two.
Yeah, we're struggling with drought here in the southeast too.
Yeah,
it's
not going to be good.
North Carolina and upstate South Carolina, they're down 20 some odd inches for the year. And look, South Carolina is the breadbasket of. We grow food products here. We because we don't have the expansive acreage to grow the ethanol products and the soybeans. So here, you get the big fields here are 2,000 acres of watermelons or tomatoes or bell peppers, and we're struggling getting stuff in the ground. The guys are doing it; they're getting it done, but they're all having to use irrigation, which costs more. Right. So, and with the price of fuel for the tractors and the pumps and everything, again, it's just going to cost more. It's going to cost more this fall when we go to the grocery store.
Oh yeah, and not even just by this fall. I mean, this is looking. I mean, you're looking half the year this year when after we get done selling last year's stuff, which is what people are doing now, and the prices are so terrible. I was telling you guys in the background that most people aren't even taking it to seed for cattle. They get more selling it to ethanol, and that helps with the fuel a little bit. And I know some people hate ethanol. Around here, all of our vehicles come standard with the ethanol fuel lines. They're stainless steel, so they can run it like my truck's a flex fuel. I run it in my truck.
Wow.
It's an added option if you're not, in an ethanol producing state. I think it's like $800-$1,200. And if your car's I think it's like 2001, it'll eat up your fuel lines.
Yeah, even my lawnmower's flex fuel.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't have a problem with the ethanol, but I don't know. I have a problem with hello, L dog. I have a problem with us taking up food crop and planting fuel crop.
Right, which means it's taking it out of the cattle's mouth, right?
Yeah, I have a problem with that. And but again, this is more government involvement in our life. This ethanol program was supposed to help farmers, and and maybe it does. Okay, maybe it does. I'm not educated enough on it, but it's not helping every American, and I don't know that it's helping farmers all that much. It might be helping some of the big guys.
It's helping them maybe break even on the grain in
Right.
last year's bin, but
Right.
it's not going to help them long term.
Right. And that's the thing here. They're when I was a younger man, there were four or five pretty good sized dairy farms within 10 miles of where I'm sitting right now. There are no more dairy farms left in my county. There's only one left in the neighboring county. And so I've gone to the big conglomerates, and so there's no more, and all of that was over the fact. All right, so here's a perfect example of government involvement in farming. Okay, so the man down here with the 2,500 cows who is making the milk, the government required him to sell the milk for whatever a pound, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when it gets to Milko down the street where they turn it into a gallon jug and put it on the shelf, Milko can charge whatever they want to charge. And then your local grocery store can charge whatever they want to charge for it. But the dairy farmer can only charge this amount per pound of milk. And, look, they had good years, then they have 3 bad years. Then they have a good year. Then they have 3 bad years. And then they have 5 bad years. And the next thing you know, there's a housing development in the middle of that cornfield.
Right. Owned by BlackRock.
Well, because property value, BlackRock, it don't matter. There's like 10 of those companies, but, the one that's been buying around here, I think, is from Venezuela anyway. So, or it used to be.
Right. When you go negative 5 years, I mean, you lose the farm,
Sure you do.
Yep.
Sure you do. And, I just, again, that's how I feel about government involvement.
Let me throw a little inside information here because I know people are, what's a pound of hamburger around you guys per pound right now for like 80-20, just basic?
It's a lot.
I
It's
don't remember.
anywhere from $6 to $8 here. It's about 7.
It's in that neighborhood here.
I don't think it's quite that here, but there's a but. I don't know what it is at like the big box grocery stores because we grocery shop out in Amish country.
Right.
And it's a little different because they, the beef that you're getting out there, they butchered at the next building over 2 days ago, So their prices are like, we got eggs for 99 cents when we was out there. So
right. I'll get mine for $3.99.
$3.99. That's a good price.
I got
like
the chickens, baby. I will let you know that because of this, that they are cutting production in corn because it is not profitable and they cannot afford the diesel and the water for it. I know a lot of people, they did a geothermal pump to the Ogallala Aquifer, which is what we have underneath Nebraska to pump from when we don't have water to pivot with. A lot of people put that in. People who can afford that, that is a very, very expensive system and it runs a lot of fuel to keep that pump, A lot of people have gotten off corn this year, which is going to hurt the ethanol, which is, saving grace, trying to help lower gas prices besides cutting taxes. They're switching to soybeans and milo
Right.
because they don't take near as much fertilizer and water. I mean, around here, the dry lands where I hunt, they'll just plant milo and leave it. They won't do anything to it, and whatever they get out of it, it's cattle feed. So pork is going to be cheaper, but I'm going to let you know now, with the reduction in corn, beef is going to go up because it's going to be harder to find feed for the cows.
Yep, it is. Definitely.
It's just math. It's just math. I mean,
Yeah,
it's going to cost more.
that's numbers don't lie.
You brought up a good point with the water shortage. Like Colorado, like you were saying before, Colorado got no snowfall. I've heard rumors that they may have to shut off Hoover Dam because the water's too low in Lake Mead. They do that, you're looking at I don't know how many millions of people without power anymore.
Yeah.
Because that dam supplies Southern California, Nevada, Arizona, I think parts of New Mexico. And they shut it down. There's going to be a big issue out there.
I do too, Voodoo Queen, but guess what? They like corn just as much as the cows.
Yep.
I shoot a lot of deer. I've cut up a lot of deer for a lot of years. Trust me, they like the same exact stuff the cows like.
And God's Prepared Warrior brought up a good point. I've heard a lot about this lately too, about the auto parts stores are running out of lubricant. I'm not going to have motor oil or any, because it's not, nothing's come through that strait. And how long now? 2 months?
Yeah, I think Napa had a industry-wide email sent out to them. You guys see that?
Yeah, I saw something from O'Reilly's too.
Yeah. It's going to get rough, y'all. You might want to go get your oil changes for the next 2 years. Be a good investment.
It just might be. But, and then on top of the already water problems we're having, now you got these data centers taking all the water. When they turn off, where was it? Oh, up around Tahoe. They told 50,000 people they're going to turn off their power because they need it for the 12 data centers they got up there.
Right. Well, the next thing is with that Hoover Dam is that's also an ag water belt, man. I mean, a lot of people downstream of that, that's where they pump water. If they shut that off, you're going to lose how many downstream farmers, and that's exactly what they want to buy up farms.
Yep. Yeah, it is definitely not looking good. Sassy, good to see you. Welcome everybody who come in. We've been chatting. We haven't really been saying hi. So hi everybody. And then they're building they're building data centers in Oklahoma. That one in Utah. Is it Utah? That's 62 square miles. What do they need all that for?
It's going to take them like 9 years to complete. Yeah, I've seen that.
Utah and Nevada customers are getting the power thing I saw was in Tahoe, so Reno, Tahoe, up that way.
We got a bunch of solar farms for Meta and Google going up in Nebraska, so they already know they're going to need more electric than what they can pull off the civilian market. So that's going to be privatized, and we can't touch it.
Yeah, and they'll be buying farms up to throw up them solar panels too.
Mm-hmm. It's been quite the deal here. One tried to buy up our church and the cornfield that it's on, and we told them kick rocks.
Yeah, and the problem is the government's just helping them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. A doomsday kitty. Okay. Yeah, it's like I said, around here I've seen some of the Amish like they got their produce stands in the summer that have already put signs out saying we're not going to be open this year. Now, when the Amish are doing that, that's when you maybe might want to worry a little bit.
I think they have a pretty good grasp on it, and I think if you're seeing that now, that's a good indicator that y'all better be stocking up. I mean, I dropped $1,000 in my pantry the last 2 weeks. I'm letting you guys know I am in an area that produces a lot of food. I am stocking because I see it here, ground level.
Yeah. And that's why I wanted you to come on, because I knew you were out there in the Corn Belt and that you'd seen things that like me and Mark here back east haven't seen.
Yeah.
and I wanted to get the word on what's going on out there. So,
And
what are you seeing down your way, Mark?
Well,
Yes.
again, down here, there's very few vast tracts of land, huge farmers left here anymore, like when I was a kid. So, but I'll tell you what I am seeing. I'm seeing a lot of people making sure that garden that they plant in their yard is planted. So, but again, tomato sets, things, if you're not planting from seed from your own seed vault, tomato sets, seeds are expensive, fertilizer is expensive. I dropped a little over $300 on my garden this weekend.
Yep.
And of course, that should produce way more than $300 worth of food. But, and I don't have a huge garden, but I have enough garden to supplement the expensive stuff. But again, beef, I have a freezer and I have beef in the freezer, but I'll have to restock the freezer.
Yep.
So I'm going to spend some money. I mean, it's going to happen. But,
Yeah.
when
big ones
we talk about it, right? We hang out here every Sunday night and we talk and think about things that are coming. And whether we're speculating or whether we're prognosticating on the future, that's what a prepper does, right? So we've been talking. This didn't sneak up on any of us, right?
Right.
So part of your responsibility as a prepper is fiscal, financial prepping also, and that's probably the hardest part of prepping. You were talking TMT. You drop $1,000 on your pantry. You had to be preparing to spend that money.
Yep.
Because I know you got other things going on too.
Yeah.
So, that are sucking money out of your pocket. So you had to make a plan for that, right? And
I've thinned out the firearm collection the last couple of years to get food and solar generators and stuff because I think that's a priority.
Sure.
Yep, I agree.
But you made financial plans for that, and we all need to make financial plans for these things, or we should have been. At this point, it's you got to figure out what you can do without.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. We only buy things that are absolutely necessary at this point in time. We don't spend anything on anything extra. It's just the basic necessities and things for our preps, which has basically lately been nothing but food. Yeah. So
right.
I got me a pressure canner, a commercial sized one. I'm about to be. I keep hearing, all the preppers like, oh, I'm doing this when this happens. And in my last live stream, I said, what are y'all going to do when it goes down? How you get in your guys' freezer with half a cow out? Are you going to take all that meat out and haul it to the truck and then go back and then put it in a thing that you don't have a power source for?
Yeah.
No. I'm going to take my four-wheeler with a winch and I'm going to throw the winch downstairs and I'm going to pull my freezer up on an appliance cart, bro. Just saying. And I'm going to plug it into my solar generator.
Right.
I didn't know. I never heard anybody say nothing like that.
Right. I have my house set up on a whole house. I have a whole house generator. It's a portable generator, but I also have a solar generator that is 240, 120. So I can run my well pump and my freezer as long as I can charge it.
Yeah.
But again,
yeah, and the freezer is the only thing. The only thing that I carry. I don't care if anything else runs or not.
Yeah, but when you empty that freezer, it's empty.
Yep.
So
yeah,
are you making plans to put stuff back in it, or are you making plans to preserve what you have in it when you do run out of power?
Both.
Yep.
Right. That's
Yeah.
what we're supposed to be
I'll
doing.
let you
Yeah.
know that quail are relatively cheap, and I am about ready to pull the trigger. It's about perfect time of what I've been researching. Around July, if you can get them pre-July, you get your hutch going and established and get it insulated for the winter, and you should be good. So maybe
I always said if we ever find a place and get moved and get a little land, the first thing I'm doing is building one of them Amish freezer,
yeah.
the ice houses. That you don't ever. It doesn't matter if you don't have electricity for 10 years. Everything in there is still going to be froze. It don't matter.
Yeah. You can dig a root cellar, grab a shovel and a bucket.
Yeah. I don't think they'd like that here in town too much, but
Well, I live in town and I got
that's
chickens
why I've
and
been
quail.
trying to get out of
I'm
town.
trying to suburba homestead, you know what I mean?
Well,
they
I don't live in town. I can do whatever the hell I want to do.
Well, I'm jealous.
Yeah, and see that's what I'm looking for. I want to get out of town and be able to do whatever I want to do. Right.
I am
If you can.
I am in the serious mode of wanting to plant some more fruit producers here on my property, and
Yeah.
I want to plant some blueberries and some raspberries, some berry stuff,
Mhm.
and a couple of more apple trees. But these are things that wouldn't do me any good if shit hit the fan today, right? Or this
Right.
summer. So these are when you start. I mean, as a prepper, you have to have short-term plans, and we always go back to talk about planning. Have you ever noticed that?
Mhm.
We shouldn't call ourselves preppers. We should call ourselves planners,
Yeah.
because you need a
You're right.
you need a short-term, mid-term, long-term plan. And the long-term plan sometimes is an immediate thing, right? Like this summer, I want to get those fruits in the ground.
I recommend.
But
Go for it, OVP. Sorry.
Yeah, but you're right. I think every live stream we do, every video we do, I think just about all of us mention you got to have a plan.
yeah,
And that's why some of us talk about the news and things like that. Is because we're trying to look ahead, okay, to see what the possibilities are, so we can plan for those possibilities.
sure.
It's not so much that we're just regurgitating news, but I cut my news thing down to once a week. But you need to see what's going on geopolitically and in the world that's going to affect you, and plan ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's that old saying: every plan's a great plan till you get hit in the mouth.
Right.
So, you have to have contingencies to your plans.
Yes.
But
Yeah, because you can plan all you want, but it never works out perfect. So you got to be a little flexible along the way. But
well, I hope we are, Voodoo Queen. I swear, I hope we are. I hope we are problem solvers, because I'm just a true black sky event. You're going to have a crap ton of problems that you're going to have to solve, and you're going to solve them right away.
I don't even
Yeah.
think it needs to be the true event. I think that I seen Magic Prepper said it, and he's right. The death by 1,000 cuts is happening. We're already the frog in the pot.
oh yeah,
And
Yeah.
like when people are stressing, every time I hear people are stressing about gas or groceries, and I'm like, right now I'm not. I just dropped $450. I got check out Fast Trees. They're half-assed. They got dwarf apple trees. I got some of them.
Yeah.
They should
I
technically.
have
produce-
seen their advertisements. I haven't been on there yet, but I definitely want to check that out. Look, I live in Apple Country.
Yeah. Okay.
My county is the leading apple producing county in the nation.
I'm jealous.
So, I have access to good apple trees that grow well in our environment here in the mountains. But, you have to have enough property to make those produce. And you're not going to see any production. The dwarf trees are a lot better. You get some production out of them within 3 years. They reach peak production in 5 years, and they produce till they're 15 years old. So when you're making that apple tree plan, you have to plan on the tree aging itself out too.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the dwarf
I got
trees,
2 of them.
look, dwarf trees are fantastic, man. Though, growing up here, we didn't have those. We had the full-grown apple trees, and you had to have a ladder, and they only produced for about 7 years, peak production, and then you'd have to cut them down and plant again. These dwarf trees, you don't even have to have a ladder to pick them, right? Yeah. And they produce like crazy, and the apples are delicious. And they genetically engineered them to where you get any kind of damn apple you want.
Right.
But, growing apples is my grandfather had over 100-acre apple orchard, and I watched him graft trees and growing fruit is just one of those, especially apples, is just such a science to it. And you can really produce a lot of apples if you have the orchard. But I don't have the orchard, but hopefully it's not too far to ride down the road to maybe steal some apples from somebody if it gets real bad.
Yeah, we get a lot of apple trees back this way. It seems like a lot of people have apple trees, so we don't have a shortage of apples.
I got barberry bushes, which they're kind of like a plum thicket kind of bush, but they turn orange in the autumn. But they're like. So like the wild sand plums we have here have a big pit and kind of a small amount of exterior. Yeah. But man, if you get enough to make some jam, money.
Yeah.
Kind of same thing, but it looks decorative. It's thorny, so it's a security deterrent for your location, right?
Yeah.
And it looks nice, and the wife will be happy, and I'll take some whatever I can out of that. I got a blueberry bush as well, but I'm not expecting that to grow, but. Yeah, anything you can do, guerrilla garden, throw it throughout your property, and then somebody will be like, wow, I like what you got going on here. And they'll be like, what's that? And I'm like, oh, that's some rosemary and some dill and a flower plant. And they're like, oh, wow, that's cool. I'm like, yeah, and see, the rosemary helps keep away mosquitoes. And they're like, oh, that's a really good idea. And I'm like, and I use it in my pasta sauce, baby, and my chicken noodle.
There you go.
You know?
It's like planting marigolds around your garden. They keep the rabbits out. Rabbits don't like to eat in your garden if the marigolds are there.
And they bring the pollinators, baby.
They bring the pollinators, yes. Mm-hmm.
Little Lone Prepper brings up a good point. Yeah, there's a lot of the country that's in a drought on top of everything else.
Yeah.
And then now back in my area, we've had probably about our normal amount of rain. It's rained enough. It hasn't rained too much to where we got flooding or anything, but it's I'd say about normal. But that's not everywhere.
Hey, look, man, I'm telling you, dude. I've watched videos of people in Detroit and in New York City. Dude, if there's a damn vacant lot, the damn apartment complex goes there and starts a damn victory garden in the middle of this vacant lot. They don't even know who the hell owns it. Or hell yeah. What are they going to do? Dig it up?
Right.
I mean, they're probably not even going to do that. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. That property's sit there and taxed. The guy that owns it's paying the taxes. It's barely all he can do. He sure as hell can't afford to build a $6.7 million building on it, right?
Yeah, which is about 800 square feet.
And I get a lot of apartment preppers on my channel. I said, go behind your place, wherever it is. There's woods, whatever, a median. Guerrilla garden, man. Get some wild onions out there. Get your wild garlic, everything you can. And what's going to happen? Worst case, it gets mowed one time. Guess what? Wild onions spread everywhere, and they keep coming back. You cannot get rid of them.
Oh yeah. We got some here.
Yeah.
But shit, go around the edge of the parking lot and make a container garden, man.
Yeah.
And if everybody in the apartment complex contributes their time, really the money's not that big, but their time, then everyone can enjoy in the harvest. You know what I mean? It's really not that hard to do. Look, I grew up traditional gardening my whole life, and I have gone to strictly just container gardening here around my house. Mm-hmm. And I've got 5 acres here. I could do a garden, but I don't have to. I don't have to own a tiller. I don't have to own any kind of special equipment. And you could produce a lot of food out of a container garden, man.
Yep.
And there's thousands of hours of video on YouTube. I have videos on there about container garden. There's thousands of hours of gardening videos on YouTube. Thousands of hours. Traditional
I think the
gardening,
weather,
gardening, raised bed gardening, whatever you want to do.
I think the weather's finally going to stay warm enough here to actually start planting some stuff around here. We kept having this. It'd be 80 one day, and then the next night it'd be 28, and then 2 days later it's back to 80. And I swear,
yeah, here after Mother's Day we're pretty much good to go. So we got everything in.
Yep. Luke, I have
we
an
usually
answer.
are too, but
I have an answer for your rabbit problem there, Luke. I just picked it up yesterday. 12 gauge with 2 barrels will fix your rabbit problem. Easy peasy, lemon squeezer.
Honestly, the small animal stopper spray from Menards works good for me.
It works good, and honestly, just some hot pepper water that you mix up will keep a lot of them out of there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I use some old expired pepper spray because they're just sitting around. Might as well.
Yep.
Yeah, the pumpkins and the cantaloupe and watermelons, especially because badgers like them. So you got to hit them with that hot sauce, otherwise they'll tear it up.
We don't have badgers here, so.
Well, you're lucky. They're mean.
Yeah, they look really mean.
okay.
Yeah, I was reading that one too. I don't understand the question, Dana, so I will have to.
We'll stop to read for a minute. But so, does anybody have any questions? I know we've just been going on and on and on. But does anybody in the chat have any questions? Or what have you guys been seeing in your area? Have the farmers been having trouble in your? I'm sure they have, probably, because it seems to be pretty much everywhere.
It's a good idea, little lone prepper. If you can find after the hurricane, there's tons of old guardrail that got tore down. You can find that for free. That makes great.
You want to know a hack? I'm getting ready to build one because we got some. If you can find a garage door supplier, when they take out the old garage doors, you can take out the individual panels. It's about the perfect size for a raised bed. You just got to do the ends.
That's a pretty good idea.
You get a 16, 20 footer, whatever, and then just put some ends on it. It ain't going to rust. It's aluminum. It's light. It looks nice because it's already finished.
Yeah. No, that's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah, anything like these guys were saying just a few minutes ago, anything you can do right now.
If you live in the mountains of Western North Carolina, you can just go out and harvest all the damn rocks in your yard and stack them up.
Yeah. I've seen people do it with they cut trees and that's their edge of their bed and do whatever, man. Yep. You can do it for free $99 to get some pallets. You can grow a lot of lettuce, you can grow cabbage in a pallet.
Yep.
You can grow spinach, all that. That's not that much soil either. You just throw a bag of soil in there, box in the edges, and boom, baby.
Yeah, that's the thing about spinach and lettuce. They do not need a lot of soil.
No, and the pallet helps keep weeds down around it. So,
right.
Yeah, and you can get pallets. I don't know. Around here, you see there's places everywhere. They're just sitting out. Just take them, free, whatever. Just get rid of them.
Price.
So, yep. A lot of the factories around here, I could get them at work if I wanted to. Just
hardwire, you have to get, if you're going to do that and you need to keep them small, you need to look for plants that say determinate growth. And that determines they're pre-programmed genetically to only grow so tall, right? And you have to be careful about anything that's a climber. If you don't have something to climb on, it's going to run out in your yard or into your driveway or wherever.
Yep.
And so you want to get a bush determinant type plant. And it really don't matter what you grow. Tomatoes are really good. There's several really good brands. They're not heirloom because they've been genetically fooled with. but they have several really good varieties of tomato that are determinate growth. And generally, when you go to your garden center or wherever to get those plants, they'll have the indeterminate plants and the heirloom stuff will all be in one aisle. And then you'll see them. They sometimes label them as patio tomatoes, but those are determinate growth, and so they won't get too big.
Make sure you throw Tums in there. They like calcium. You can go to the Dollar Tree and get a bottle of Tums.
Yeah. Throw your eggshells
There you
in
go.
there, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep up with the chat, but it's
Yeah,
going
good luck
pretty
with
good
that.
so
It's
far.
rolling on pretty good.
And plant things that
Every time
like
I-
stuff together, like peppers and tomatoes. They like being together. We always plant bush green beans next to our cabbage because cabbage like nitrogen and green beans introduce nitrogen to the soil.
Right.
So companion it, make them work better for each other.
Right. Yeah, the Holy Trinity the Indians used to plant. They would plant corn and beans and squash in the same hill
Yep.
because
Squash
they
to
would.
keep the weeds down and the beans climb.
Yep, beans would climb the corn,
Yep.
and so. But and there's tons of literature and videos and stuff out there helping you with that. We've had Shawnee Grows on our channel before.
Yeah.
She's absolutely wonderful, and she has hundreds of videos. Hundreds.
Oh yeah,
So yeah.
Little Lone Prepper. Yeah, I've got probably about 300 pounds of copper pennies. So, but yeah, they're going to start using that. They're going to need them, so they're going to be confiscating them.
Yes, that's true, L Dog. You want to bake the eggshells. I actually give them back to my chickens. I blend them and throw the calcium powder back in their food to help keep their eggshells hard.
Right. Yeah.
You can do the same thing. You can sow that directly into the garden, but you want to bake them to kill off all the bacteria and stuff. And it makes it easier.
Yeah, the
to break
Amish.
them up.
Yeah, the Amish have got it going on. I told you that's the only place we go grocery shopping. We could go 2 miles down the road to Walmart, but instead we go 25 miles out the road to Troyer's Market out in Amish country, where everything they have is either made out there or they traded for it with another Amish community. And,
I hope you give them the egg too, right, Kane? Makes their coat nice and shiny.
You can use them to clean with. I mean, a lot of things like calcium,
Yeah.
That's a byproduct of what you're already paying for. You might as well use it. Now, you can't use the grocery store white eggshells for that. You got to use the farm-grown eggs because that bleach, you don't want that in your soil.
No, you don't. Yeah.
Tin Man, good to see you. But yeah, this is like we've been talking about, guys. If you're not stocking up on food, that should be your number one priority right now, because this is just we haven't seen the results of this yet. It's going to be fall probably before we really see the blowback from all the things that are going on right now. And the people that aren't paying attention, which is about probably 90%, are going to be in shock and aren't going to know what to do.
Yep. Mine gets the ones that are raw too there. Okay. And she loves that shit, man. That dog's mouth starts watering when I go to making breakfast. She loves
Mine like it when we're picking cucumbers. They get the overgrown ones.
Really?
Oh, yeah, they love them.
That's crazy. I've never had a dog that enjoyed cucumbers. Now,
Oh, yeah.
I
It
had a
looks
dog
like they're
that loved
dummies, so we
meatballs.
throw them and they go get them.
I think my dog would eat anything. I don't think I've ever found anything he don't like.
Mine didn't like lettuce today. She licked it because it had been near bacon.
Oh,
But
well,
she
yeah.
She left the lettuce. She licked the bacon off of it. But
Well, of course, you got to lick the bacon flavor off of it.
hello,
Yeah,
Missouri Survival. Good to see
yeah
you.
what's
brother.
up, Missouri?
Man, it's been a minute since
I
I've
mean-
seen you online, buddy.
Yeah, I've
I mean-
watched a couple of his videos here lately.
I would lick the bacon off the lettuce, so
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah,
you can't really blame the dog for doing it. So
I'll bet those Corsos do eat any damn thing, Kane. When you weigh 300 pounds, you'll eat any damn thing.
yeah,
That's
pretty
hilarious.
much.
That's what I do.
Hey, dude, you're looking pretty solid. I've been watching some of your miles videos there.
Yeah, I need to do better about them, but
Hey, man, don't beat yourself up. You're trying. You know, you do what you can do, right?
Yeah. I think I'm okay on the miles, just trying to keep it updated in the videos and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So you've got some kind of like challenge going on right now, right?
Yeah, many miles in May. Three
Tell us
ends,
about.
so we're doing 100 miles additional to your work activities. So we're trying to get the prepping / pew pew community involved and fit, because if you can't run a block and then crouch behind a vehicle for some cover and then keep running, it don't matter if you have the most gooched out gun ever. If you can't make it a block with it, it's useless, man. So a lot of people in the prepping sphere need to get on that. I started my prepping journey. I'm down a little over 100 pounds since I started that on my channel, and I'm going to keep going. My goal this year is for 50. I want to cut another 100. So it keeps you around longer for your loved ones. It makes you more efficient. It makes you a better fighter. It makes you a better father, husband, mag member, everything. It helps keep you around longer. So just do it. It's free. My favorite price. Right. You know what I mean? And we also threw in a caveat where you could do 100 rounds this month as well. Ammo's tight. Stuff's expensive. Throw two rounds in each mag on your gun belt and do mag swaps. Get really proficient with it. It does not take a lot of ammo to get proficient. And if you want to ACR, my brother ACR Protect, he's doing it. He's doing daily updates mid-ruck. He's putting on gear, whatever. If you want to put on a ruck, whatever weight you want to put on, that's increased calorie, that's increased sweat, do it. I don't care. You do whatever you can do. If you're an old guy and you can just do it in a pair of shorts and a ball cap, go do it. If you're the tactical guy with all the Gucci stuff that's never been worn, put it on and go walk in it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And if y'all don't tune in to TMT's lives, he's being pretty mild right now.
I usually have a penis joke by now.
Yeah. Well, you guys are pretty brutal about, that's cool. Y'all guys are pretty brutal about facts. Yeah. And you're right. You can go buy all that Gucci shit you want to, but if you ain't put that crap to the test, and look, if you're spending that much on it, believe me, it will stand the test. But if your body won't stand the test, you just pissed away a shitload of money and probably given your enemy some really nice shit to wear them when he goes to kill your neighbors.
Yeah, you're a loot drop.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what you are. You're a battlefield pickup.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't shame anybody who's like, I'm grabbing the 22 and my EDC pistol. Guess what? You're probably pretty good with that, and you know your limitations.
Yep.
I would be 100% if that guy was good with it and he could operate and he could move. I would take that guy over the guy with 30 ARs that are busted to the max with all the ammo. Because guess what? I ain't humping that shit.
Yep. That's right.
He ain't gonna hump that shit.
Yeah.
Well,
he ain't gonna hump it long anyway.
No. It's useless.
Well, let me tell you what. That you can sting a lot of a 1022 might possibly be the perfect survival rifle.
Yep.
Because you can kill a lot of game and you can take out human beings with that rifle.
I've never seen anybody volunteer to stand in front of one yet.
Nope. And you're right.
I mean,
but again, if you're we talked about my new purchase because the older I get, the more I need that kind of protection, and you have to consider your situation.
Yep. Well, hell, you can give it to a 5-year-old and a 95-year-old and say, hold down the front porch.
Yep.
If anybody crosses right here,
just
throw a cinder block there, whatever.
Yep.
Go ahead and drop 25 rounds on them.
Yep.
And just anybody can do it.
Yep.
I just got I got a composite can. I got to go fill out the paperwork. The dude went to a gun show, but I got a composite can for my 22 TAC. So that'll be fun. The boy will enjoy shooting that directly soon. I mean, he's 4, so he's about to come up on that.
Oh, Voodoo Queen, that's the favorite thing in my arsenal. I whether I'm training with it or just playing with it. I love that weapon.
Yep. I would say I used to back when I lived on the farm when I was growing up. That was my most shotgun. Now it's my 9mm EDC. But as soon as I get back to a farm, I mean, I remember going out with Grandpa, just taking a brick, and he's like, "Here's your afternoon. Don't shoot the cats."
Yeah.
You know.
Right. Well, and if you have youngsters, don't have to be a youngster. If you have someone who's learning wanting to learn how to fire a weapon, then the 22 is cheap, but you will learn all the fundamentals to fire anything firing that gun, and it doesn't fatigue you as badly. It's a great and it's a wonderful purchase. It's just a great fun. It's one of those things you will pass on generations, and it's amazing. Me and the guy at the gun store the weekend were talking about those guns that I played with as a kid. All the 22s we all had, the pumps and the Remington nylons, and dude, those things have increased in value. Amazing how much those guns are worth now.
Oh yeah.
And dude, they're just so cool. They remind me of my childhood. But we all did that growing up. We played with those, and it's a great. And again, it can be an effective defense weapon if you need it to.
Yep.
Definitely effective at bringing home small game.
Yeah.
I know people that don't shoot a deer with one every year.
Yeah. And again, you don't. And we'll talk about. I mean, I'm going to talk about that for just a second because you probably need more than one weapon in SHTF.
Oh yeah.
You probably need a shotgun. You probably need a large bore hunting rifle, and you probably need an assault rifle. You probably need more than one, and that goes back to that financial planning. Those things aren't cheap.
And a sidearm.
Right. When I started realizing people were blowing too much money in the sphere, and I kind of got myself out of that sphere.
Yeah.
And I established the Golden 5. You need your EDC, whatever that looks like for you, that one you're going to carry every day, because the Bible says if you do not have a dagger, you sell your cloak to buy one.
Yep.
That is the modern day dagger. That is the equalizer. If you're a 95-year-old lady shopping, if you're a fresh 18-year-old kid and you're on the wrong side of the neighborhood, right? That's your dagger. So for me, it's a Glock because I'm a Glocko. And then you need a shotgun because you can hunt with it. My shotgun that I got when I was 12 years old has put more pounds of meat in my freezer than any one of my guns combined, even more than shooting deer. Okay.
Yep.
And then you need a bolt action. Now this is dependent if you're in the city or not. For me, I'm in Nebraska. I need a bolt action.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever flavor you like.
Out, touch somebody.
Yes, sir. And I mean, I put food on the table with it mostly. It's primary source. You need your anti-tyrannical, which means you need a box-fed weapon.
Right.
Whatever that looks like for you. Mini 14, an AK, an AR. I don't care. For me, it's an AR. It's America's rifle. Yep. And then you need the 22 for the reasons we just discussed, man. It's so versatile. It is a workhorse.
Yep. Well, I agree.
If you have that and you have 4 families together and they all have the Golden 5 established, you're north, south, east, west, and you can have a patrol and you can have a hunting crew, you're good. You do not need any more than that. And then you can start putting money towards shit you actually need, like a water pump, like solar generator, like food, seeds.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, but that goes back to that financial planning. Hey, you got to stock enough ammo to keep those things fed.
Yeah.
And the ammo's not cheap.
No. And it's becoming hard to find too because of all this stuff going on over in the sand.
We keep manufacturing these ammo shortages because every time they pop out and say we're having an ammo shortage, we all run out and buy 1,000 rounds or something.
Yeah, that's true.
And we all panic buy it. And
I always want more, and then I just look at my shelf and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm fine.
It took me many years to get to that point, TMT.
Yeah. We're all bad at that.
I finally went, and then I got to thinking about what happens if I have to bug out. I can't carry it all.
I tried one time. I'm not doing it again.
No.
Yeah.
So, Merman Press, Landon, my son, he's reloaded. My father-in-law reloads. I used to reload shotgun shells.
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, and I don't reload anything anymore. I just try to keep. But look, reloading can get expensive also.
Yeah.
After COVID, primers disappeared.
Yep.
And they're coming back, yes, but they're way higher than they used to be. Powder is way higher than it used to be. Yeah, reloading can get expensive, and if you do it right, you need some specialty equipment.
Yeah, I don't reload anything either anymore.
Yeah, I mean, reloading is it's such a cool hobby. But if you reload, I think you need to shoot more.
Yep.
To make
The only
sure.
time we reloaded was shotgun shells for trap season.
Sure. Yeah, that's what we did skeeting.
Yep.
I actually used to be the coach on a skeeting trap team, and we had a lot of younger fellas who were just learning, and so we would load the rounds as low as we could get them to cycle the action of the shotgun. And yeah, it was the only way to man, you fired 300 rounds at a skeet or a trap meet. That's a long day, especially when you're 12 years old.
Yeah.
So yeah, loading shot shells is wonderful, but now every time you go to the range, you have to save your brass.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, buying brass, you might as well go buy ammunition.
You want your 5 minutes of fame? Okay, there you go.
There we are.
Say hi to everybody.
Hi, Reba.
Hey, Reba.
What are you doing, sweet girl?
Huh.
Got little legs. You can't go more than a mile and a half.
No, yeah. It's my spoiled little failed attempt at a guard dog. Only thing she'll chase is a squirrel.
She'll let you know if they're in the house.
No,
Oh, no.
no. Somebody walks in the door, she don't even pay attention to him. Now the other one, he at least barks if somebody comes around, but no, she don't even bark. She's like, whatever. Now, if somebody walks in the house and decides to like take us out after they're done mutilating our corpse, she'll be like, can you give me a biscuit and pet me before you leave? Because yeah, she no.
Yeah. Well, but I hear you, Rip. I still have a single shot New England Firearms 12 gauge that I don't shoot it like I should, but yeah, an old single shot is a pretty good home defense weapon too, especially the ones with the little button on the side where it just flick the thing down and pop another one in it. You can reload those pretty quick.
Yeah.
And when a 12 gauge goes off, everybody within hearing range goes, "What the hell was that?"
Yeah, right. Everybody stops.
Yep. Whoa. Hold up. This man may be firing a howitzer.
Just to make sure everybody's awake, that's all.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, again, if y'all haven't tuned in to one of TMT's lives, and of course he's all of us on the Eastern Seaboard, he's out in Nebraska, so it's a little late for.
Sorry, y'all. And then sometimes I do a walk and chat at 11 o'clock midnight. It's just whatever time I got, I just do it.
Yeah.
I'm up because I'm still at work.
Right.
So.
Yeah, well, I'm very seldom up, but I do love to catch them. But again, if y'all get a chance to tune in, look, it's several guys who think and act alike, and they have a lot of fun. But there's a lot of information comes out of their sessions. It's just
possibly some shenanigans.
Definitely shenanigans.
Definitely.
So anyway, if y'all missed it, I posted the link to TMT's channel at the top or the bottom of the chat, whichever way. I don't know. It started doing it both ways. YouTube changed something. But anyway, it's pinned somewhere. So if you guys want to click on that and go ahead and subscribe and check it out. Because they do some good information and it is entertaining as well. So
yes, yeah, they do. And yeah, it is a lot of fun sometimes.
We're bad people, but that's all right. We're
That's
all bad.
You know what? That's okay. It's Kipper Gang.
Hashtag Kipper Gang. Yep. We like the canned fish, y'all.
I'm into Kipper snacks myself, boys.
Oh yeah, they're good.
Yeah,
I'm into the sardines. Everybody's trying the sardine diet. I wanted to try it for 3 days, but everybody and their mom's scooping them up right now.
Yeah, I probably have enough to get you by for 3 days.
You're rocking the boat. Get
Nice.
okay. The sardine diet, yeah, I think I'll pass on that one.
It's all protein and good macros for your brains, bro.
Sure is.
I'm all right.
Are
Get
good
some hot
for you.
sauce on them and some mustard. You're good to go.
I enjoy them,
Yep.
especially with some saltine crackers.
Yep.
But
Oh, and in case you got rid of the pinned comment, Eric Stealing Tree there just stuck it back up there for you. So
Thanks, Steele. I like the side boob in your picture.
I never even noticed that. I'm usually watching YouTube on my phone, so the icons are.
I'm still young, so that stuff still attracts me, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta get my glasses out.
Yeah, you're right, Outpost. If you can eat gross shit, you will have a.
Yeah. I'll eat anything. Hell, I've eaten raccoon roadkill, man. It is what it is when you're camping. Do it.
Well, we pretty much ate up our time already again.
Damn, I wish I
Yeah,
had
we're
that.
getting there, dude. It don't take long.
These hours go faster and faster every week. So I guess we'll do our last words, and I'll go, and then we'll let Mark go, and then we'll let Tactical Muffin Top send us off for the night. So, guys, I mean, if you go back and watch this whole live stream again, you need to stock food. I mean, that's the bottom line of what we talked about all night. You need to stock food, grow food. If you can't grow food, make friends with somebody who can. Maybe you can trade some of your labor for some of their products, produce that they're growing. And yeah, because it ain't looking good right now. So learn all the skills you can. We will see you next week on Mark's channel.
So, yeah. So, again, read the hat. Make yourself hard to kill. You ain't dead yet. So, and making yourself hard to kill means getting your gear on, prepping your food stocks, training with your equipment, and becoming a handyman.
Yep.
So you need to think about those things. Tell the ones you love that you love them, and I will see y'all next week.
Yep. Muffin Top, take us home.
I'd say what I always say: stay vigilant, get fit, stack your supplies, and build a trusted community and work together. And the best thing you can do for you and yours is sweat. Now get out there and do it.
I like it. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Swing back by, leave a comment, share this out. We will see you all next week. Have a good week. Have a good holiday weekend next week. But we will still be here Sunday night,
Yep.
as far as I know anyway.
Yep.
So we'll see you all then. Take care, everybody.